So the first job I want to do today is get some cattle in here. That's the simple way of putting it. So I'll move this gate up, which still leaves them with enough cubicle space to lay down, and it'll leave exactly the right amount of room that we need for our heifers. So I'll give this a wee lift and that should drop down. Right, our gate is too long here, so we need to just open it up, and these couple of adjusters here, because these are all adjustable gates, heavy brutes they are, but they're very handy. So we'll loosen them off, move this back and get that hangs. Sorry girls, it's a bit noisy. Everything gets covered in sugar. That should be hot. Good thing about power tools and cows, they'll go along changing colour after a while. Just a bit of natural wipes in there, the tool. So somebody might ask, Adrian, it's not cold where you are, why are you wearing a t-shirt? It's actually today, it's warm in the cab of this, and it's cold outside, and I'm still not just 100% better after their dose of that. And it'd be easy that you'd be quite warm, and then you'd be cold, and warm, and cold. So, as some people would say, still a touch soft. We had a storm here, and I was over here yesterday, the day before. I lost track of what day is what, and I've plenty of big lumps of branches, or half trees you may call them, pushed in here and there and everywhere along the road. It's quite windy, but 5 o'clock in the morning here seemed to be the roughest of the whole lot. But the one thing we did get is rain, and our heifers, or our calves I should say, that we have seen been moved the last day onto this field actually here. They have that well out now, but they're tramping a lot, and it's a silage field, and I don't want them, look at, no major harm done now at the minute, but I don't want them doing any more. So as soon as I get these girls out of this house, I'll get the calves straight in. I might even get it done this evening yet, less work for me to do tomorrow, and that'll be everything in. And you know what? Glad to have them in. When you start mucking about and slapping through fields, you get sick of it after a while, so I'm at that stage. So I need to get the cattle out here and in here first, and get them locked up into here. Reverse back my trailer and kind of set up my gates. I have a loose gate sitting out the back there, which will help to load them up. I don't load them too often on my own, but these heifers are quiet enough, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, they'll stay that way today and help me out a wee bit. The kids will help me, of course, after school, but we have a lot of homework to do now, and Christmas exams coming up as well, so I don't want to pull them away unless I really have to. I want to get the trailer reversed just against that gate there. They can let the barrier or let the back door down without hitting this wall. So you let me know when I'm far enough back, will you? Well, I think we can come back another wee bit, keep maybe up the hill a wee bit more. My biggest obstacle now is I have to tie this gate open, because with the spring on it, it always wants to close. If I had a second person here, normally what we do is you'd hold it open, I'd hold it open, and the cattle just run up the chute and onto the trailer. But we'll make do what we have today. I'll just tie it open for now. That's the job. Come on, come on, come on. Move. Shh, 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 shh. Come on. Right, that's the first batch anyway. Let's go and get the next ones. That's that job done. I'll find a place here and put my hand. Wash that trailer later on the night. I'm not going to do it now because I want to go down and get me dinner. And then I want to go over and get our calves in. Because we're in a bit of a roll here and everything's going well for us. So we'll not jinx it. Now, here's the guys that I wanted here. Just going along here and having a look before I put the cars in. And my idea was to put the cars in today. This paddock here is the only paddock that hasn't been ate. And I'm just looking at it here now, and you know how to do it the world of good to be ate. Rather than put them in, I might just stick them in here in this paddock. Leave them here for maybe 2-3 days. And then we'll let them back out there. And then we'll put them in, probably on Thursday evening or Friday. You want to come in here? Just walk away here. And you always get the couple of eagles that walk the other side of the wire. So I'll stand here and wait for a second. Oh, it's always one. Always one. Anyway, just wait a wee minute. She might think of what she's doing for a second and run back down again. Here she comes. Come on. Oh, you're almost there. You're almost there. You're there. Yeah. She rebooted and the mine kicked in. So that'll solve my problem, leave them there. And we'll put them in, it'll not be hard to run them in anyway. Some even, maybe even when the girls come home from school, we'll just run them into the house and be done with it. A friend of mine is moving house actually, and he is away with this trailer now for the next 2 or 3 days to draw some furniture away. So I'd say he'd be pleased working in it when it's like that rather than what it was like. Anyway, job done. Let's go do something else. One other little thing I want to fix on this trailer before he does take it, and that is this thing here is broken off. I don't know when that got broken. It was there the last time I was using it. Something must have caught it. Anyway, I'm going to have to sort that out because it's important enough with yoke. And I'm nearly sure I have one of them up at the house. See first I can get this wire off it. Right. I'll start in the right direction. To rotate this buck here now. There's an easier way. Always works. There. Start like that, just roll it around. That's hot. Job's a good one. Anyone that doesn't have a trailer and wondering what actually this does, it doesn't actually catch the trailer when it comes off. I know a lot of people might think that's what it's for, but actually what it does do is when if God forbid the trailer was to come off, the trailer would roll back. This would pull forward. It would pull this lever here, which is basically the handbrake. Now the handbrake is up at the minute because the trailer is sitting off, is locked. If it was in transport, it'd be down like that, which moves this. So as soon as this gets pulled, the handbrake flips up and it applies the brakes. My last trailer was a Neva Williams. This is a Nugent. My last trailer was Neva Williams, and it had actually a chain attached to it. So there was a chain mounted underneath the hitch, which used to be already attached to the vehicle as well, which I thought was a good idea. Yes, it would plough the trailer into the back of your own Jeep, of course, but it prevented it from rolling back on top of whoever was coming behind you, or, look, you know yourself. I thought the chain was a good idea. One wee thing I do want to do, is important on these trailers, is this guy here. So when your Jeep, or whatever you're pulling it behind, brakes, the way it works is, this guy here, there's a cylinder in here, or a shaft, or whatever you want to call it, nearly like a ram. So when you put on the brakes in your vehicle, naturally the trailer's going to want to push forward. It'll squeeze this here, and that is what applies the brakes on the trailer. Very, very simple idea, but it works. But one thing you do have to watch out is make sure you grease this, because that cylinder goes up and down, and if it's tight, your brakes won't work right. A little bit of excess grease here. Don't throw it in underneath here. That's that wee job sorted. My mate's coming for it now in about 2 hours time. We go on and do the rest of the work. Alright, we're back in with our calves here, and something's not right. We have a problem, and I thought maybe it was just a belly ache on this calf up here. If you look at her back legs, the way she's stretching her back legs out behind her, she keeps looking back at her hips as well, and she's quite dirty, like she's been maybe laying somewhere she shouldn't. I've looked around the field and I can't see why she got so much muck on her. She seems to be pounding on the back legs an awful lot, and very, very hyper. See the ears cocked up. She's just very worked up of herself. Not sick, just very worked up. As you can see, she has the head up. Every so often she puts the head up, so I think she's bulling, and that could be part of parcel, and maybe an animal has jumped on her and hurt her back. You can see the way she puts the two legs back straight, and then it bends her back, just like an animal when it get up and stretch itself for the first time. And keep the two legs back and then give a stretch. I rang the vet there and had a talk to the vet about it, and when I was talking to the vet, well, has to ring me back in a few minutes, she lay down. She's up there, there's no zoom on a GoPro, but she's up there when she lay down, and I watched her when she lay down. She done something that I've seen animals do before when they have a belly ache, and that is she started kicking her legs up in the air against her belly more than anything, and that to me is an indication. I've seen that in young calves where they get a belly ache. I am going to put these animals in, and I'll probably have to call the vet. There's always something, that's farming. It's 3:30 now, and before I show you what's in the chute, the calves are in. I must actually put a night light on with them here now when I think of it. Let's see which one of this is. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. And the last one, as always. I'll leave that on with them. So that's them in, and I'd say they're happy to get in too. But we have this animal in, and this is the one that I was talking about. Now, it ran in with the rest of the cattle, and galloped in fact, and didn't show any real bother. But you can see the back feet moving all the time, up and down like that there. So there's something leaving it on edge, and yeah, it's very alert, very worked up. So we're gonna have to just see what's causing this. What I'm thinking at the minute is colic, just like wind in you and me, and it's just trapped, or maybe something that has trapped in our bowels, and we'll have to just see what it is. I have liquid paraffin in the back of the quad. It's starting to pour here again, but I have some liquid paraffin with me as well. But I'm not going to give it anything until the vet comes, and if that's what it is, it'll probably end up getting Buscopan and liquid paraffin. Normally with a lot of this colic, you miss it very easily, because by the time you've looked your animals in the morning and come back the following morning, the animal could be out of it and you'd never know any difference. So the vet has just been here, and just as we were talking about colic, see, these calves got put in, you've seen it probably on the video, but they got put into a paddock that had plenty of grass in it, and they went in and they ate like mad, and this is kind of the result from that. So just had a wee bit too much, a wee bit of a lodge maybe there too. So he has given it a muscle relaxant. I'm not sure which one it is he gave, but he gave that into the vein. And I always bring over, well, it's over there on the back of the quad, but I always bring over liquid paraffin when I see the lack of that, because yeah, it's just a laxative, and that hopefully will create an explosion in the next couple of hours. But for now, she's all right. She can go in with the rest of her friends, and we'll see what she's like in the morning. Right, we're back. I'm just in here turning off the radio so I can chat to you a bit. So I'm just throwing back the wee bit of silage. The calves just got their meal this morning, and I've got some good news. There she is. She's 100% this morning, which is great. I was thinking about it last night. You think about it constantly in your head when an animal is off form, and this morning, even when I was milking, I was thinking about it's a hell of a sense of relief when an animal is better, and she's better, and obviously that's what it was, just colic, trap wind, or something just trapped in the bowel. But it has hopefully cleared, and that's the end of that. I can't believe the amount of silage they ate. They devoured the silage that was in front of them, so they were hungry going in, they were glad to get in. I did notice one thing this morning when I came over, which I didn't like, and that was the pile of crows that were in the house, in the actual shed, and I hadn't threw any meal. These went in yesterday, and I didn't throw any meal to them yesterday, so there was no meal on the ground. But you can see the dirt here, all the white dots everywhere. Plastered. The tops of the rails are plastered, the cubicles are covered, and the tops of the silage, unfortunately, you can see here, and the silage is covered in it as well. So anyway, I have the shear grab on, I have the weight in the back, I don't have the bale splitter on, but I'm going to throw a bale in with this. Just when I open the bale, you can see the amount of water that runs out of it. Thankfully, it's all on the bottom and it hasn't spoiled the bale in any way, but you can see the amount that comes out. Just goes to show how wet it was when we made these bales. Right, what I'm going to do this evening is I'm going to gather these trots up. I have another field. I have a couple of fences that I want to lift as well. Just temporary fences that are around the cottage and stuff. I just want to clear everything up, and that way I don't forget about them, because especially the ones in the silage field, I always find, and I've made this mistake before, and luckily I've got away with it, but I always find if you leave pegs in the field over the winter time and say, yeah, I'll pick them up in the spring, it's very easy to forget. Shocking easy, and one could fall in the wind, then it gets embedded into the ground, and then you don't see it until the mower comes along. And so I go out now and lift them, because I know where they are, and they're easy to see, and that way there's less chance of it happening. Thanks very much for watching. Let's go do something else.